Good morning, everyone. I know we have a full agenda to cover, but of course, you know me, I have to go off script for a second because we got to get it going the right way. I can do this joke because I am part Irish. The Irish are always the first one to come to the aid of their fellow man. Shortly after takeoff on an outbound evening Aer Lingus flight from Dublin to Boston, the lead flight attendant nervously made the following painful announcement in her lovely Irish brogue. And I can't do an Irish brogue, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very sorry, but it appears that there have been a terrible mix-up by our catering services. I don't know how this happened, but we have 103 passengers on board and unfortunately received only 40 dinners. I truly apologize for this mistake and the inconvenience. When the muttering of the passengers had died down, she continued, "Anyone who is kind enough to give up their meal so that someone else can eat will receive free and unlimited drinks for the duration of our 10-hour flight." So, of course, we know. About 2 hours later, she got on there and she said, "If anyone is hungry, we still have 40 meals available." All right, to get the show rolling this morning, I call to the podium our chairman of the Moose Charities Board of Directors, past International Moose Legion President and past Supreme Governor, Terry L. Walls of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lodge 862.
We'll get my board up here. They're coming. How about this beautiful Rose and Shingle Creek Resort? Are you all enjoying that 3,000-step walk to get to this meeting room? It starts off your day right, doesn't it? You get those steps in. What a fantastic time we're having here in Orlando, Florida, our 134th International Moose Convention. We are enjoying one another's friendship and joining together to show everyone that we come in contact with how much we care about people and how much of a positive difference we make in the lives of others. And I'd like to take this time to thank our Chief Executive Officer, Scott Hart, our Vice Chairman of the Board, Bruce Massapus, and the entire Moose International Board of Directors for their support. Since our last convention, we have completely finished the MAC Center and dedicated it, correct? How many of you were at the dedication? What a beautiful place. Peyton Conway March said, "There's a wonderful mythical law of nature that the three things we crave most in life, happiness, freedom, and peace of mind, are always attained when giving them to someone else." That's the spirit of the Moose. You give, and it comes back to you. The Moose fraternity, with full support of our members, love to give for the benefit of those in need. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for the generosity of your gifts, of both your time and contributions. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the Moose Charities Board of Directors. The board serves to promote the causes of our childhood and our aged, through the planning and promotion of fundraising projects and recognition programs. They make sure that all your contributions are posted to the fund you have specified, whether it be for the Mooseheart Activity Center, Endowment Fund, through the M&M Club, or many of the different opportunities we are engaged at present, or just to donate to continue the support of our children at Mooseheart and our seniors at Moose Haven. How many of you went to Moose Haven yesterday? Now, I was told this morning we had 1,600 Moose members from this convention that went to Moosehaven. That was pretty amazing. I was also informed that tomorrow, on the 4th of July, Moosehaven always hosts a big party on the 4th of July for the community. They're going to have 10,000 people on campus. Now take your numbers times 5, and that's close to how many people are going to be there. That's going to be one hot, sweaty day, isn't it? Now please hold your applause until all of the current board members have been introduced. It is my honor and privilege to introduce and welcome the 2022-2023 Moose Charities Board of Directors. Tony Hodenshield, Kenton, Ohio, Lodge 428. Karen Ingram, Portland, Oregon, Lodge 291. Bill Cutter, Thompsonville, Connecticut, Lodge 1525. And one of our new members, Leah Richardson, Muscuda, Illinois, Lodge 815. Don Ridenauer from Salem, Virginia, Lodge 2573. And our third new member, Joy Bliss, from Albert Lee, Minnesota, Lodge 1703, had to leave. I believe she had to go take care of her husband. But I hope he's doing okay. This board continually provides great ideas, enthusiasm, and they share the mission of Moose Charities everywhere they go. Now please join me in giving the applause and showing our fraternal appreciation to these members who will be bringing new opportunities and ideas to our Moose Charities Board of Directors. I thank each of you for your service to our fraternity. We also wish to express our appreciation to Joyce Henderson from East Mesa, Arizona, Lodge 2082, and Ted Burton, Meridian, Mississippi, Lodge 1628, for all their efforts while serving on the Moose Charities Board of Directors in the past. And we want to remember tonight Board Member Dawn Macklin from Tallahassee, Florida, Lodge 1075, yes, who lost her battle with cancer on November 13th, 2021. She looked out for the best interests of our children and seniors until the very end. May she rest in peace. And we are truly fortunate to have the support of our staff at Moose International and Moose Charities. The Moose Charities staff consists of Emily Leary, Development Associate, Olivia Rivera, Development Assistant, Gail Clark, Major Gift Officer, she's been working the booth this week, and I extend a hearty thank you to each of these dedicated ladies as they continue to support you, the membership of this great fraternity, and to make things happen for our children and our seniors. Completing the Moose Charity staff is a lady who I will now introduce to you for her report to this convention. Pam Amundsen was named Executive Director for Moose Charities on June 4, 2018. An experienced business professional, Pam represented the Moose Charities from 2008 to 2018 as the Director of Development. She is recognized for leading the growth of successful donor programs, launching a new online database and marketing system, and identifying new fundraising opportunities within the community. Embracing the core values of the Moose, faith, hope, and charity, Pam believes in giving her time and talents to help those in need. Throughout her life, she has held a plethora of volunteer and leadership positions on community and school committees, as well as being the founder of a family foundation. Pam joined the Batavia Women of the Moose in June 2009, where she served as the Educational Advancement Chairman, the Junior Graduate Regent, and Senior Regent of the chapter. She is now a member of the Batavia, Illinois Lodge 682. And when she's not spending her time supporting Mooseheart and Moosehaven and Moose Charities, Pam enjoys being with her 2 daughters, her grandchildren, her fiance Kevin, who's quite a character, Many of you know him. Along with the rest of her family, her friends, and especially her yayas. Please join with me in giving a warm fraternal welcome to our Executive Director of Moose Charities, Pam Amundsen.
God bless the kids and the seniors. It's a good time to be a Moose. We are thrilled to be in the Sunshine State, celebrating the best of the best, our very own Moose fraternity. We're celebrating you, Moose members from all across the country, as we connect, learn, and share. Plus, a big plus, an opportunity to visit our friends at Moosehaven, celebrating 100 years of Moosehaven. The Moose Charities team wants to take every opportunity to share how you make it happen for our fraternity and the children and seniors. We want to celebrate you and recognize you as individual members of a lodge, chapter, Moose Legion, and activity group. We ask you to continue to reach out to us by responding to our emails and following us on social media. We will continue to share the happenings at Mooseheart and Moosehaven. We hope you understand that every smiling face, every happy child, and every happy senior is made possible because of you. Your donations continue to provide for every need at Mooseheart and for our seniors at Moosehaven. I am pleased to report on the highlights of all of your fundraising efforts supporting Mooseheart and Moosehaven during the 2021-2022 fiscal year. First, let's start off with some great news. I believe all of you should be very proud as members of this great fraternity that during the 2021-2022 fiscal year, donations totaling $13,798,283 was raised by you to support Mooseheart and Moosehaven. Now, over $5 million was donated to the endowment fund. I think I'm ahead of my, there we go. There we go, there's that 13 million. Okay. Sorry. So over $5 million was donated to the endowment fund through endowment collections, Cradle and Rocker fundraisers, and the donor circle combined. That's all you. The Moose membership is providing for the security of a strong and stable financial future for both Mooseheart and Moosehaven. This is exactly why we say our children and our seniors. Whether at a meeting, a 9 o'clock ceremony, in your lodge, or during a convention, every collection is meaningful. Lodges and chapters also boost their endowment giving through the year with that Rocker and Cradle fundraisers. Twice per year in October and February, Moose Charities sends out materials for a fundraiser that recognizes individual members for donating to the endowment while at the lodge. The Rocker and Cradle fundraisers are a great way to involve your social members in giving to the endowment and educate them on the missions of the Moose fraternity. The total raised was $289,518 this past year. I know, great. Some of you really became creative. You collected more endowment donations, whether you created a competition at the lodge or a fun activity, and we thank you for that dedication and that creativity. As you know, we have been fundraising for the Mooseheart Activity Center project since 2019, which includes the Mooseheart Activity Center, new streetlights, updated electrical to provide safe, updated streets on the Mooseheart campus. The Mooseheart Activity Center is complete. If you were at the Mooseheart campus in early June, I'm sure you attended the ribbon cutting for the Activity Center. It is a reality because of you. Many thanks to all the Moose associations who gave generously, set goals. Many exceeded those goals to fund the Mooseheart Activity Project. Thank you, lodges, thank you chapters, and thank you members for giving so generously. As of April 30th, 2022, the total amount raised for the Mooseheart Activity Center project was $8,755,464. And yes, you made that happen. Now, each year, in both the fall and the spring, Moose Charities has the pleasure of hosting a sweepstakes fundraiser, where sweepstakes letters, which includes 12 tickets each, are mailed out to members. The Moose Charities Sweepstakes is an exciting time for our office and the winners. Last year, we raised $894,681,000 with the sweepstakes fundraisers. That is exciting. Again, please watch for those emails and our Facebook posts and everything, because we're always trying to share as much as we can. And there's a list on our website of those winners after the next drawing, which is coming up July 13th. Individual members give generously to support Mooseheart and Moosehaven. Some start by making their first donation at a mid-year association meeting or an annual convention. Many of you in this room are true champions who not only donate through your fraternal unit, but go above and beyond as donors by taking a few extra steps to benefit Mooseheart and Moosehaven. Did you know that your purchases through Amazon can make a difference at no extra cost to you? That's right. Next time you're ready to make a purchase, set up that Amazon account with Amazon Smile and designate either Mooseheart or Moosehaven. Amazon will then donate a percentage of your eligible purchases to your selected charity every time you shop. Last year, Amazon donated $13,282, thanks to those of you who shopped online and designated Mooseheart and Moosehaven as your charity of choice. I know, right? That's free money. Now, why do we have recognition programs for members like you? Because every donation matters, and you matter. After you make a donation, we ensure that every donation is placed in the fund that you designated to benefit Mooseheart, Moosehaven, or the endowment fund. Moose Charities facilitates your donation, and 100% of that donation is applied to the fund that you have chosen. Next, we use every opportunity to treat those donations with respect that they deserve by acknowledging those donations through various methods. You may receive an email, postcard, a letter from Moose Charities, and we genuinely regard every donation as a gift. We send monthly emails to your personal email that is included in your membership record. Sometimes we provide exceptional donors and events or other accomplishments. When you open an email to see a smiling resident at Moosehaven or the accomplishment of a child at Mooseheart, we hope you understand that your donation, your gift, makes that possible. Donors Circle is a recognition program for individuals who choose to contribute to the Mooseheart Moosehaven Endowment. Each individual who contributes to Donor Circle is recognized with a series of pins that are mailed to you and a list on the Moose Charities website. This fiscal year, this program has raised $578,554 for the endowment. I know, right? So, some news you need to take back with you. The M&M Club. Since its introduction, the M&M Club, the name represents Mooseheart and Moosehaven. The recognition program has more than doubled in size, with annual donations totaling $399,676. To be a member of this club, all you need to do is set up a recurring donation of $10 or more with a debit or credit card on the Moose Charities website, or you can see us at the booth. The key is to choose where you would like your donation to be applied. Obviously, the Donor Circle, Mooseheart, Moosehaven. As your donations accumulate over time, you may reach the next level of giving. Some extremely generous donors give to various programs and appeals that benefit Mooseheart and Moosehaven and the Donor Circle, and we recognize those households in the League of Guardians. Since its introduction in 2001, the recognition program has grown from 71 members to an outstanding 994 members. Yes, it went up since that slide. A Guardian household contributes a total of $1,000 or more during the fiscal year. Next, we have our 6th annual Holiday Lights 5K Walk for Mooseheart was a success. We had 44 teams and a total of 481 participants from around the country. These teams got creative with names, themed events, and even hosted their very own Holiday Lights events at their locations. Over $62,000 was raised for Mooseheart. New in 2022, we will be hosting the Mooseheart Rudolph 5K Run in November. We hope you will join us in celebrating the holiday season in a new way, either in person or virtually. Next, the Mooseheart Veterans Walk. It opened in May of 2012 under the responsibility of the Mooseheart's NJROTC unit. To date, there are over 1,100 flags, personalized plaques, on the walkway honoring men and women who serve or have served our country through the military duty. This tribute is displayed during the weeks of Memorial Day and Veterans Day every year on the Mooseheart campus. To make a donation or see the list of those veterans, you can go to the Moose Charities website. Our fraternity and our future is strong. You make that happen. Our children and our seniors depend on you. Thank you for all your support. I ask that you share your experiences and information from this convention with your Moose brothers and sisters back home. As Let's Go team, we make it happen. Thank you, and God bless you.
I guess go that way so Scott doesn't yell at you. Moose members, you totally amaze me with those kind of numbers. And New Jersey people, I'll need your help on this. Why? Definitely, because we all care. That's why. And motions today, because I can actually see the back of the room, are going to come from the sections behind the first section. So we'll start on that right section in the interest of equality. I will now entertain a motion to accept the annual report of Moose Charities. From that section over there.
John Call, Mount Morris, Illinois, past governor.
That's John Call, who takes care of a treasure of ours, Camp Ross. I need a second.
Roseanne Rutnick, Vero Beach, 1541. Treasurer, I second that motion.
All in favor, please vote by the sign of the order. Anyone opposed? So carried. I now call upon our Director of the Moose Legion and Higher Degrees, past International Moose Legion President, Sean Bale.
Good morning. Vice Chairman of the Moose International Board of Directors, Bruce Massapust, Chief Executive Officer Scott Hart, members of the Moose International Board of Directors, and delegates and members attending the 2022 International Moose Convention. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you today to present the report of the Department of Moose Legion and Higher Degrees, which will also include the Ritual Program and Councils of Higher Degrees. Coming out of our 2021 International Convention, the Moose Legion year could not have gotten off to a worse start. The fraternity was stunned with the news that Director Bob Neff passed away on July 31st at the age of 63, less than 1 month after we left Cincinnati. Bob led this department for 12 years with a steady hand and a calm and personable demeanor. He was a very eloquent speaker, and his devotion to the Moose fraternity is beyond question. Our condolences continue to be extended to his widow, Tammy, as well as the rest of his family. The most difficult part of grieving in situations like this is realizing that business is not going to come to a stop. However, when you are also at such a low point, you realize there's nowhere to go but up. Special thanks to Director of Business Operations, Gordy Daly, for stepping in during the months of August and September to lead the department in an acting capacity and helping us to begin our ascent. There's plenty of good news to share when it comes to the Moose Legion in 2021-2022. We will begin with membership. On April 30th, 2022, the Moose Legion finished with an active membership of 52,545, an increase of nearly 2,700 over the previous year. "134 of our 157 Moose Legions showed a gain in membership year over year. Some of the contributing factors to our membership gain were 8,565 membership applications submitted, which was nearly 3,300 more than the prior year. A membership retention rate of more than 83%, and an outreach from Moose International in March to 1,747 members whose lodge dues were active, but whose Moose Legion dues were expired. 305 of these members renewed their dues as a result, for a response rate of 17.5%. Such numbers also had positive effects on our Moose Legion membership recognition programs. 78 of our 157 Moose Legions qualified for the Director's Key Club, as each member of the Board of Directors sponsored at least 2 Moose Legionnaires during the year. 112 of the 172 individuals eligible for the Ambassador's Key Club qualified by sponsoring at least 2 Moose Legionnaires during the year. 25 individuals earned recognition as Moose Legion Sponsors of Distinction by sponsoring at least 25 Moose Legionnaires during the year. 64 members received the Moose Legion Medal of Honor for attaining their 50th lifetime membership unit, and 39 members earned the Elite Moose Legionnaire Ring for attaining their 100th lifetime Moose Legion membership unit. Congratulations to all of the individuals who qualified for these awards during the past year. As for donations, giving from Moose Legions to various Moose Charities initiatives returned to pre-pandemic levels during the past year. In 2021-2022, Moose Legions contributed $328,672.89 to the Mooseheart Moosehaven Endowment Fund. This amount was equal to $6.59 per member and was more than $90,000 greater than the prior year. The Moose Legion Capital Project for 2021-2022 was to support the final phase of the Mooseheart Activity Center. The units of the degree of service contributed more than $107,000 toward the effort, and there was an additional $5,593.50 contributed toward the goal amount by lodges and individual members. One of the great traditions in the Moose Legion is for the incoming Moose Legion president to promote a President's Project, a fundraising effort to address a specific need at either Mooseheart or Moosehaven. During the past year, President Dan O'Neill's project has been a courtyard at the Moosehaven Healthcare Center. The initial goal of $35,000 was far exceeded, thanks to more than $33,000 contributed by Moose Legion units and another $14,000 contributed from other units and members. For the last 12 years, the Moose Legions of the fraternity have provided the funding for the scholarships that are awarded at the annual Moose International Youth Awareness Congress. Moose Legions have consistently stepped up to ensure that the students who participate in this important program of the Moose are rewarded with significant financial assistance for their higher education pursuits. 2021-2022 was no exception, as our units donated $32,845.68. And in addition, the top scholarship of $12,000 was renamed the Bob Neff Youth Awareness Scholarship. Finally, since 2009, Moose Legions have provided funds for Mooseheart students to travel to Moose Haven to meet, work, and enjoy social time with our senior residents. While this is an optional effort for our units, Moose Legions came through with almost $16,000 for this year's trip. While our Moose Legions contribute to many other Moose Charities efforts throughout the year, the units and members of the degree of service provided more than $517,000 of financial support to these 5 specific projects. The strong performances in membership and Moose Charities giving led to 156 of our 157 Moose Legions achieving some level of the Moose Legion Award of Excellence, which is the Moose Legion equivalent of the Premier Lodge Award and the Chapter Award of Achievement. Thank you, Moose Legionnaires, for an outstanding year. At the Moose Legion Breakfast and Session on Thursday, we introduced our incoming Moose Legion Council member, as well as those members who will be moving to Vice President, President, and Junior Past President, respectively. All of these individuals will be installed for their respective terms on Monday morning. I would like to take a moment to introduce the members of the Moose Legion Council to you at this time, and please hold your applause until you all have been named and are standing. Leaving the council at the close of this convention is John Pro from Western Washington Moose Legion 17. We thank him for his years of dedication and service to this body. Continuing to serve as secretary to the Moose Legion Council is Danny Williams from Gateway Moose Legion 196 in West Virginia. Current members of the council who will be staying on board are Steve Hennon from North Star Moose Legion 144 in Minnesota, Helton Shaw from Tar Heel Moose Legion 158 in North Carolina, and by way of Tennessee, Ronnie Sirio from Mecca Moose Legion 9 in Illinois. This year, we welcome Brian Weaver from Blue Hen Moose Legion 186 in Delaware as our newest Moose Legion councilman. Our new junior... That better have been your wife that said that. Our new junior past president will be Dan O'Neill from Indian River Moose Legion 178 in Florida, and he did an outstanding job leading the Moose Legion during the past year. Moving to the position of vice president will be Chuck Barber from Golden Spot Moose Legion 15 in California. We now look forward to the leadership of our presiding officer for the coming year. This gentleman has served on the Moose Legion Council since 2017 and also currently serves as a Moose Legion area manager for his home association. While he is a kind and personable gentleman, he never hesitates to remind you that he is from Jersey and he knows a guy. In sports over the years, when certain players have been introduced, the crowd has responded with the player's nickname like Boog or Moose or Coop. And I think it's fitting to greet our new president in the same manner, and I've learned that New Jersey already does this. So would you please join me, led by New Jersey, in properly welcoming to the microphone for his remarks our International Moose Legion President, Dan Gooch.
I don't know. Good morning. I stand before you both honored and humbled. If you would have told me back in 1983 when I first joined, I wouldn't have believed that I'd be here today. I was incredibly fortunate to have some truly amazing men take an interest in me, see my potential, and instill a dedication to our incredible fraternity and its sacred mission. First and foremost was my dad. Back in March of 1983, he enrolled 7 of his 8 sons at the same time, and a few years later enrolling the 8th because he was too young at the time in 1983. 3 of my brothers have since passed, but the rest of us are still active members. And I can hear Dad asking me today, do you know what you're getting into? And I'd say, well, Dad, yes, I do, because we care. In 1998, another man saw something in me and recommended me to become the International Moose Legion Ambassador. Edwin Brown was our state secretary at the time, and Ed, he was known to be a man of very few words, but he spoke up about me. But let me back up a minute. Back in 1958, my mother passed away. I was 3 years old. And at that time, my dad was left with 6 kids. 5 boys and a girl. And 4 of us were under 5 years old. 2 men from Dad's Moose Lodge, the Camden, New Jersey Lodge 111, Ray Hart and Alan Rich, came over and spoke to him about sending us out to Mooseheart. After some consideration, he declined because of our age differences and my sister and the brothers, that we wouldn't be together as a family. So we didn't realize how much that meant to us. Uncle Ray and Uncle Al, as I knew them then, made sure us kids didn't want for anything. They were always around, and they were always there to help us out. We have the city, the Child City, and we have the City of Contentment as pillars of our fraternity. What we also have is the work with and around our communities, and that is just as important and just as impactful. I know firsthand Uncle Ray and Uncle Al were still active in the Moose when I joined, and it was great to get to know them as brothers as opposed to being uncles. Uncle Ray, as it turned out, was the other person in New Jersey that had served on the Moose Legion Council. And he was the Grand North Moose in 1956, the year after I was born. And of course, that's equivalent to the Moose Legion president today. Uncle Al turned out later to be the herder of our Legion of the Moose, as it was called back then. After holding many positions in the Moose, in 2017, Bruce Berger put my name in for consideration to join the Moose Legion Council. Director Bob Neff agreed and had me join. I was accepted as part of the Moose Legion Council family. Walt Zarowski taught me that we needed candy for every meeting, and he was no longer going to be a part of the council, that he thought I'd be able to do that job. So I've made sure to never forget the candy. And I knew I was already handling some important things. Ron Maley set me up as the Code of Rules Committee sub-chairman, and he handed me the notebook and said, called if I needed him. And trust me, I've called. John Pro challenged us to get a +3 in membership, and we did that. Danny Williams has been a wealth of knowledge and able to answer pretty much any question you ask. Bob Neff, our past director, truly led by example. He was dedicated to our fraternity, very easy to talk to, and a great resource. But we certainly cannot mention Bob without thinking of his wife, Tammy. She helped our council in so many ways, and I had the privilege of working with all the men that have served on the Moose Legion Council. They are a great bunch of men who have the best interest of the Moose Legion in their hearts. After Bob's untimely passing, I would like to personally thank Gordy Daly for working as our interim director. This past year, we welcomed Sean Bale, the director of Moose Legion and Higher Degrees, and are looking forward to work under his direction. If you've noticed, I've talked a lot about men that influenced me in my journey. All of them were mentors. And some knew it, and some maybe not. Back in 2019, I was selected as a Lifetime Achievement Award winner for New Jersey. While accepting that award, I thanked a few people. One was a past state president, J. Harry Slazak. He was shocked to the point of tears. He didn't realize that he had had such an impact on my Moose career. So please think about the impact you have on others. You may not realize that who is watching you and trying to emulate you. As leaders, we influence others. We build people up, encourage and educate them to become the leaders of the future. I am following in the footsteps of some great fraternalists. I have some big shoes to fill following Dan O'Neill. But I will make every effort to be the kind of president that can see our numbers increase in both membership and donations. We have a legacy to build on. We have seen an increase in Moose Legion membership for the first time since 2014. I look forward to making it happen again this year. My president's project for this year will be the purchase of a tree chipper for the Mooseheart campus. This will indeed be an addition to the equipment needed to keep our campus clear of unwanted debris. Our fundraising continues to amaze me. We went 13 consecutive years with an increase of endowment fund donations. It took a pandemic to break that string, and we only broke it by $4,000. This year's numbers surpassed last year's by over $86,000. I know that we can get back on that track and keep it going. The quote in the next step in fraternalism, Charities says, "Wherever and whatever the need, Moose Legionnaires are there, and they're actively involved." The saying in Jersey is, "You got a guy." Well, I want you to know that with Bruce Massapus as chairman of the board of directors for Moose International and myself as your International Moose Legion president, you can all say indeed that you have two guys, because we care. We can and will make it happen. Thank you, and may God bless Mooseheart, Moose Haven, our service members, and all of you.
Thank you, Dan. We aren't going to give you very much time to ease into your position, as in 4 short months, the Moose Legion will be gathering just up the road in Jacksonville for this year's International Moose Legion Ritual Competition and Conference. The event is scheduled for November 10th to the 13th at the South Bank Hotel, Jacksonville Riverwalk, and is being hosted by Seminole Moose Legion 81. In addition to the ritual competition, the weekend will include an informational session on Friday, a fundraising raffle event on Friday night, and a ritual awards banquet on Saturday night. Attendees will also have the opportunity to spend the day at Moose Haven on Saturday to enjoy one of the City of Contentment's signature events, the annual Chili Cook-Off. The weekend will culminate with a conferral of new Moose Legionnaires on Sunday, with the ceremony performed by the new champion conferral staff. Information regarding conference registration, housing, ritual competition, and all other conference-related items can be found in the members area of the Moose International website. Click on Moose Legion and Higher Degrees, and you will find the conference link in the drop-down menu. We look forward to spending an enjoyable and informative weekend with our Moose Legion members and our Moose Haven residents. Another exciting announcement for the coming year is the Moose Legion's latest special project. In January, incoming International President Gooch and I were discussing ideas for his President's Project. One of the ideas I tossed at him was to refurbish the inside of the Museum of Moose History, which is located on the Mooseheart campus, and for which construction of an addition was funded by the Moose Legion in 1985. Dan was on board with the idea, so I discussed it with Mooseheart Executive Director Gary Erweiler and Director of Facilities John Lochbaum. The discussion included thoughts on modernizing and brightening the facility, while making sure our displays were fresh and relevant, and our traditions were maintained and highlighted. As we went along, the conversation shifted to addressing any exterior or structural items that would need to be addressed to assure any interior work was not negatively impacted by the elements. It became apparent that the scope of work would exceed the level of an International Moose Legion President's project. As a result, the Moose Legion Council requested the approval of the Moose International Board of Directors and Moose Charities to take on the renovation of the Museum of Moose History as a multi-year capital project. The project will be conducted in phases, and the final product is envisioned to be a logically organized facility with interactive components and interchangeable displays that will be a must-see attraction for members, whether they are visiting for the first time or make an annual trip to the Child City campus. Our goal for year one of the project is $125,000, which will be used to ensure structural integrity of roof surfaces and skylights, replace existing windows and entry doors, and assure optimum operation of electrical, plumbing, and HVAC systems. We look forward to providing continual updates of the progress of the project and celebrating a representation of our fraternity that all of us can be proud of for years to come. Due to its size and structure, management of the Moose Legion takes up the bulk of our department's time. However, we are also responsible for our fraternity's rituals and ceremonies, as well as higher degrees. On the ritual front, the script for the service of tribute has been updated so it can be used for all members of the fraternity. The updated script is available on the members area of the Moose International website under Forms and Documents, and is also available in printed form from catalog sales. With the changes to our fraternity that went into effect on May 1st, 2021, it is important to review our ceremonies and services. While we understand the lodge enrollment ceremony is not used in many lodges, we need to be sure that in the cases where it is used, the ceremony needs to offer an accurate representation of the moose as it currently exists. We are in the process of editing the story of the moose, and while we don't anticipate a significant number of changes, we will address the items that need to be updated. Once completed, the updated ceremony will be combined with the new lodge meeting agenda and procedures, the updated installation ceremony, the service of tribute, and the Founders Day ceremony to compose a new copy of the lodge handbook. There will be similar actions taken with the Book of Moose Legion Ceremonies, the next step in fraternalism. The installation ceremony and memorial services will be updated, and electronic copies will be posted appropriately on the website. Additionally, following the Moose Legion ritual competition in Jacksonville, we will review the Moose Legion conferral ceremony for any changes or updates that need to be made. While we understand and appreciate that ritualists are not the biggest fans of word changes, our foremost priority in any of our presentations has to be accuracy. Like the Lodge Handbook, once these ceremonies are updated, they will be compiled into a new version of the next step in fraternalism. As for higher degrees, there were 407 Moose Legionnaires approved by the Pilgrim Council to be invited to receive the Fellowship Degree of Honor. We had 140 of them attend the conferral held in conjunction with this convention on Friday, and more will be conferred at state and provincial association conventions later this year. We extend our heartiest congratulations to those Moose Legionnaires who have been recommended by their peers in their respective lodges to receive this much-coveted mark of distinction. On June 4th, 112 fellows processed into the Mooseheart House of God to be conferred with the Pilgrim Degree of Merit. As usual, it was a memorable day for everyone in attendance, but especially for those individuals who were called to receive our fraternity's highest honor. We offer our congratulations and appreciation to those members for their contributions and efforts that led to this recognition. We would be remiss in discussing matters related to higher degrees if we didn't mention our councils of higher degrees. For the last 9 months, we have been working to determine how to proceed with these units of our order. Based on the fact that councils of higher degrees were the fraternity's first effort that had men and women working together from the start, and because the primary focus of the councils is membership retention, it would seem logical that they continue to have a role in our fraternal structure. We started by reviewing and making some minor changes to the Council of Higher Degrees bylaws. These changes were approved by the Moose International Board of Directors in early June. An updated copy has been forwarded to the website. We also reached out to association secretaries to identify how many councils there were in each association and how many of them are currently active. We held a workshop on Friday afternoon to discuss how councils of higher degrees can move ahead and succeed. The idea was not to present a finished product, rather to put forth a framework and solicit input from those in attendance, as well as listen to concerns that members may have. Thank you to everyone who participated in the workshop, and please know that your comments and ideas will be taken into consideration as we determine the direction of our councils of higher degrees. Thanks to all of you for your attendance this week and best wishes for safe travels home. Please continue to do some good thing for someone each day. This concludes the report of Moose Legion and Higher Degrees. I did just want to make one announcement before I turn the microphone back over. For those members who are interested, a reminder that this afternoon, beginning at 2 o'clock, there will be a Moose Legion Ritual Judges School for those who may be interested in finding out about those opportunities. It will be held beginning at 2 in St. John's 33 and 34. So thank you all again, and have a great rest of the week.
And thank you to all Moose Legionnaires. And I'm going to need the crowd's help on this in a little bit. As you heard me ask before, New Jersey, we're carrying on the our slogan, Dan and I, that was started by past state president Nick DePippa, because we care. So if you ever hear me say why during this, please help me out, and like they did that first time, and say because we care. And I ask all Moose Legionnaires in this room to make it happen again this year coming. Why? Thank you very much. Okay, now in a point of personal privilege, and I'd like them to go back to the middle section, the New Jersey section right there. I need Bob Bracefield to stand up from Dan's Lodge. I'd like Bob to make that motion in honor of our incoming President Dan. And I want the second to come from my lodge, the first female officer from my lodge.
Good morning, all. I make a motion to accept the report of Sean Bale for the Moose Legion and Higher Degree. Bob Bracefield, Woodbury Lodge, 2585.
Thank you, Bob. And the second?
Jean Reuter from Lodi, New Jersey, Lodge 1971. I second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, please vote by the sign of the order. Anyone opposed? I almost banged the other mic. So carried. Okay, it gives me great pleasure. I will now call upon our Grand Chancellor, Barb McPherson, to give the report of the Women of the Moose.
Good morning. How many of you went to Moose Haven yesterday? How did you like the place that we now call home? You know, there were so many questions that were asked. What about this? And what about this? And what about this? And I never knew this. It just blew my mind. People were so excited to be on campus, and our Lord was watching over us and decided to rain after we all left. How about that? It was such a beautiful day. And I got to tell you, the one question that didn't get asked that I'm going to share with all of you today, my jacket doesn't fit like it used to. I'm just saying. Even though we walk every night, I think I'm eating too much. Thank you so much for your attention this morning. Chief Executive Officer Hart, Vice Chairman of the Board, Massapus, dignitaries, and my Moose brothers and sisters. Good morning to each and every one of you. Isn't it great to once again be together in sunny Orlando, Florida? As I said the other day, it was 2007 when we were here the last time, and I remember the disaster we had, and all the ritual judges got food poisoning. All but one. She was the chairman and didn't get a chance to eat lunch. But it's great to be back in this beautiful, beautiful city. This has been quite a year, hasn't it? Several areas of our country were, and some still, are dealing with the pandemic. Many of our Moose homes don't understand exactly how the women fit in, and many of our chapters don't know the role that they now play. It's been hard to navigate the turbulent waters of our unification. But I blame a lot of the discord on social media and the fake news or incorrect information that's out there. People, unfortunately, who don't know the rules and don't know the procedures make other people think they do. And many are still learning what should have been a relatively simple transition. One recent email questioned what the direction the chapters are now going to take now that we're one Moose, and what was the date that the chapter would no longer have their own bank account. I gently reminded the writer that in all of the documentation relating to the unification of this great organization, we clearly reiterated that the women of the Moose would not change. Yeah. Oh, we've changed a little bit over the last 109 years, but you know what? We still pretty much do things the same. Oh, maybe we would have some less officers, or our meetings would be a little less, but nothing else has changed. We provide far too much financial assistance to Mooseheart and to Moose Haven to just simply go away. As you heard from Executive Director Pam Amundsen, Moose Charities donations are up. Women of the Moose donations to Moose Charities are up. And so how can we just go away and everyone, including our lodges, our associations, and Mooseheart, Moose Haven would lose a lot of funding? Unfortunately, this past year, our members voted to close or merge 133 of our chapters. Several others have meetings scheduled to determine their future. Some of our chapters have struggled, and others simply ask why, since our membership is now unified. Still others have continued issues with their respective lodges. While some chapters no longer feel that they have a place in this fraternity, several others are thriving. They meet more than once a month and are having fun, interesting, and informative get-togethers to keep their members interested. Their members look forward to Girls' Night Out and plan their schedules accordingly. Who wouldn't want to learn how to cook, crochet, knit, or maybe even go bowling? I gotta tell you, my daughter's almost 60 years old and she can't cook. She needs a few lessons. I have to share something with you. On a recent flight home from Mooseheart, from graduation, I had the pleasure of sitting with two Franciscan sisters on their way to a retreat in St. Augustine. We talked about how people had changed during the last 2 years, how disorderly, rude, and quite frankly, unhinged conduct seems to have caught on as much as bacon bread. Bad behavior of all kinds, from rudeness and carelessness to physical violence, has increased. This pandemic has truly loosened the ties between people. Kids stopped going to school. Their parents stopped going to work. And parishioners stopped going to church. And people in general stopped gathering as social. Socialists seem to think that all of this isolation has shifted the way we behave. Perhaps a self-defense class for our members might be in order at one of those chapter meetings. As we talked, they asked me if I still worked and what did I do for a living. I proudly told them that I was the CEO of nearly 350,000 women. Amazing women. And boy, you should have seen the look in their eyes. I also shared that we are part of nearly 1 million men and women who are the heart and soul of an organization that provides for children in need and helps to fulfill their dreams of a safe environment and a great education. Children who leave our campus to serve and make a difference in the world in which we live. In addition, we provide for the senior members of our organization so that they can retire without worry and live a full, active life in peace and contentment. That we provide tens of millions of dollars to those in need in our communities throughout the United States, Canada, and Great Britain, because that's just what we do. They thought our name was a little funny, but they were very impressed. And we truly had so much in common. They too have a home and school for challenged children. Here you had 3 like-minded people sharing their stories of passion for helping others, and it definitely made my flight home a lot shorter. I am pleased to report the Women of the Moose have had some great meetings and workshops since the beginning of this international convention. This week, on Friday, we welcomed 394 members into the College of Regents. And this afternoon, we will recognize 100, I got the number on my hand, and 81 new members into the Star Recorder degree. Let's give them a big hand. I gotta tell you, our members are excited about the future of this organization and are committed to assisting our fraternity in its goals. Our women now have a voice and a vote in this great fraternity and the operation of their local lodge, something that has not happened in 134 years. More women are now serving as association officers, district officers, and now lodge officers. As of last week, there were 2,106 women who were serving as elected officers of their local lodge. In addition, there are 103 women serving at the association level. This is nearly twice the number that I reported at this very same time last year. And I'm certain that there are many more who are serving on the district level. In spite of the ongoing pandemic and the closure of lodges and chapters, the Women of the Moose were still able to enroll 6,434 new or re-enrolled members into the Women of the Moose, which, bang your hands together. I have to say, this is quite a decrease over last fiscal year, but, there's always that but. Everybody says, I'm sorry to bother you, but 67,154 women joined the Moose. And that, I gotta tell you, is near a record number. The most women who have ever joined in one single year is like 74,000 and change. Let me tell you, it's a record number under these conditions. As time has passed, and our members now have a better understanding of our unification, applications are up year over year. For example, in May of 2021, a mere 19 applications were reported for the entire month in the Women of the Moose. In May of 2022, there were 508 applications reported, and our total membership was up year over year. Chapter donations to Mooseheart and Moosehaven were down ever so slightly over the previous 12 months, but our total donations during part of a pandemic again, $1,002,637. This is in addition to our annual donation toward the Mooseheart operating budget, the Mooseheart School, the donations to the Mooseheart Activity Center, and the Moose Charities wish lists. Our top chapter donor to Moose Charities this year was once again Anna Maria Island, Florida, with donations totaling $12,560. Our top chapter reporting community service for this past year was Marion, North Carolina. Their volunteer hours, miles driven, and contributions total $177,368. Let's give all of our Women of the Moose chapters a big round of applause. While the Women of the Moose have certainly changed over the past 109 years, the mission and our purpose has not. The Women of the Moose are still the financial providers of the Mooseheart School, the pharmacy assistants for Moosehaven, daily needs, physical and occupational therapy, the boys and girls athletic programs, necessities for each new child to get the right start at Mooseheart, vision, hearing, and dental needs, and Christmas on both campuses. Helen Taylor reminded me the other day that the Women of the Moose have bought hearing aids for our Moosehaven seniors since 1932. We bring the music program to our children and the beauty and barber shop to our senior members so they can look and feel their very best. In addition, our chapters have provided nearly $8 million in service to others in our communities by way of volunteer hours, miles driven, and dollars donated. The way I see it, brothers and sisters, there's still a definite need for the Women of the Moose. Together, we will make it happen and grow this great fraternity to new heights in support of those who depend on us for their very existence. From the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for all that you do. And please remember to be kind to one another so you don't have to take that self-defense class, okay? Thank you very much.
I now call to the podium our Chief Compliance Officer, Rick King, for the election and the appointment of officers.
And I'm expected to follow that. God. Okay. Vice Chairman Massapus, since all candidates nominated are unopposed, the rules and order governing this convention, as well as our orders, general laws provides that the secretary may cast a unanimous ballot for all offices, provided a majority vote is received from the voting members in attendance. Brother Vice Chairman Maspus, the nominees are for Moose International Board of Directors for a 4-year term, Bruce Snyder, Woodward, Oklahoma, Lodge 452. Susan Denning, Nisqually Valley, Washington Lodge 1905. For the Moose International Director Chaplain for a 1-year term, Robert K. Funky, St. Clair Shores, Michigan Lodge 1837. For Vice Chairman of the Moose International Board of Directors for a 1-year term, John R. Sipes, Galion, Ohio, Lodge 303. For Chairman of the Moose International Board of Directors for a 1-year term, Bruce T. Massapus, Lodi, New Jersey, Lodge 1971.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Okay, now I will accept a motion to order the secretary to cast a unanimous ballot for all offices just read. I will go to the, so we need some noise now. I need the Florida section. I will go to the Florida section for that motion if we can. I don't know where the mics are. I'm probably driving the guys nuts. I apologize. No, not really. Okay.
Why?
I don't need a mic, sir. Yes, you do.
All right, I'll use the mic.
Go ahead.
Marcel Sablon, District 18, Interbay 912, Florida, Tampa, Florida, and Junior Past President and District 18 President.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. I need a second. We need Florida again. More noise.
Dawn Nieves, Lake Wales, Moose Lodge, 2391. I second the motion.
All in favor of electing these Moose International officers, please vote by the sign of the order. Any opposed? Motion carries. Brother King, please continue.
Vice Chairman Maspus, as Corporate Secretary of Moose International, and to obey the order of this convention just taken by majority action of the delegates assembled, it is my pleasure to cast the unanimous ballot in favor of the nominees for the offices of Moose International Board of Directors, Moose International Director Chaplain, Vice Chairman of Moose International Board of Directors, and Chairman of Moose International Board of Directors.
I declare the nominees for the Moose International offices as read previously by the Secretary to be elected. I will now ask Chief Executive Officer Scott Hart to read the listing of the chairman appointments and the Moose International officers for the Moose year 2022-2023.
All right. The chairman of the board appointments for Moose International officers for the year 2022-23 are read to this convention as a matter of record only. Moose International officers for 1-year terms. Chief Executive Officer, myself, Scott D. Hart, Mooseheart, Illinois, Lodge 2655. The Chief Financial Officer, Joseph R. Meck, Downers Grove, Illinois, Lodge 1535. Chief Compliance Officer, Rick King, Duncan, Oklahoma, Lodge 2202. Director of Membership, Michael A. Rios, Jr., Suffolk, Virginia, Lodge 141. Moose International Sergeant at Arms Jamie Ellis from Indiana, Pennsylvania, Lodge 174. Moose International Inner Guard Ron Morgan, Pullman, Washington, Lodge 943. Moose International Outer Guard Robert Bracefield, Woodbury, New Jersey, Lodge 2585. To the Supreme Forum for a one-year term as Chief Justice Joseph C. Zollinger, Surfside Beach, South Carolina, Lodge 2351. For a 7-year term, Tony Lohman, Meridian, Mississippi, Lodge 1628, Hale State. To the Judiciary Committee for a 2-year term, Patty Haas, Cloquet, Minnesota, Lodge 1274. To the Pilgrim Council for a 1-year term as Pilgrim President, Rodney A. Hammond, Kissimmee, Florida, Lodge 2056. For a 5-year term, Harry L. Johnston, Greeley, Evans, Colorado, Lodge 909. To the Moose Legion Council for a 1-year term as President, Daniel E. Gooch. They're not saying boo, they're saying Gooch. Woodbury, New Jersey, Lodge 2585. For a 1-year term as Vice President, Charles L. Barber, Sunnyvale, California, Lodge 2049. For a 1-year term as Junior Past International President, Dan O'Neill, Orlando, Florida, Lodge 766. For a 2-year term as Moose Legion Councilman, Brian Weaver, East Sussex, Delaware, Lodge 2542. To the Heart of the Community Committee for a 2-year term, Bridget Robinson, Garden Grove, California, Lodge 620. To the Activities Committee for a 1-year term as Chairwoman, Stephanie Annison, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 801. For a 2-year term, Marcia Warrington, Sylvania, Ohio, Lodge 1579. Craig Haley, Rutland, Vermont, Lodge 1122. Dina Monday, Hayward, Castro Valley, California, Lodge 1491. To the Communications Committee for a 2-year term as Chairwoman, Joan Fedora, Mandarin, Florida, Lodge 42. For a 2-year term, Gayla McLaughlin, Aransas Pass, Texas, Lodge 2063. To the Loss Prevention Committee for a 2-year term as Chairman, Fred R. Scott Jr., West Boca Raton, Florida, Lodge 204. For a 2-year term, Kelvin Parker, Lindsay, Ontario, Lodge 659. To the Membership Committee for a 2-year term as Chairwoman, Sean Esposito, Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, Lodge 2267. For a 2-year term, Andrew Vonville, Marietta, Ohio, Lodge 1823. Jill Durr, Greeley, Evans, Colorado, Lodge 909. Dan Companion, St. Albans, Vermont, Lodge 1090. Kathy Rossi, Warrenton, Virginia, Lodge 1695. Walter E. Fives, Concord, California, Lodge 567. To the Women of the Moose Grand Council for a 2-year term, Heather Morgan, Pullman, Washington, Lodge 943. Sherry Roach, Copperas Cove, Texas, Lodge 2029. Vera E. Smallridge, Dunellen, Florida, Lodge 2308. Marcia Stewart, Kirksville, Missouri, Lodge 1751. To the Women of the Moose International Higher Degree Board for a 1-year term as President, Barbara Peer, Laramie, Wyoming, Lodge 390. For a 2-year term, Patty Kavanaugh, East Mesa, Arizona, Lodge 2082. Sheila Hutchinson, Knoxville, Tennessee, Lodge 1560. Rhonda Scarborough, Meridian, Mississippi, Lodge 1628. Brother Chairman, that completes the listing of chairman appointments and Moose International officers. I will now read the names of those members elected by the related corporations to serve 1-year terms as members of the Board of Directors. To the Mooseheart Board, past Supreme Governor Harry L. Johnston, Chairman, Greeley, Evans, Colorado, 909. Vicki Carmack, Glendale, Arizona, Lodge 641. Brian Chu, Lexington, Ohio, Lodge 2511. Rebecca Hoffarth, Kennewick, Washington, Lodge 482. Bill Rose, Lodi, New Jersey, Lodge 1971. Nancy Statler, Newport, North Carolina, Lodge 2194. Daniel Humphreys, Irwin, Tennessee, Lodge 939. And by virtue of their office, myself as Chief Executive Officer and Chairman-elect Bruce T. Massapus, Lodi, New Jersey, Lodge 1971. To the Moose Haven Board, past Supreme Governor Rodney A. Harriman, Chairman, Kissimmee, Florida, Lodge 2056. Not to be forgotten, Jim Monroe, Salina, Ohio, Lodge 1473. Bobby Baker, West Volusia, Florida, Lodge 2538. Alan Marks, Verde Valley, Arizona, Lodge 1449. Cynthia Roslovsky, Red Rock, Nevada, Lodge 252. Christine Brooks, Horseheads, New York, Lodge 1476. Terry Treadwell, Woodbridge, Virginia, Lodge 583. And by virtue of their office, me and that other guy over here. To the Moose Charities Board, past Supreme Governor Terry L. Walls, Chairman, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lodge 862. Tony Haudenschild, Kenton, Ohio, Lodge 428. Karen Ingram, Portland, Oregon, Lodge 291. William Cutter, Thompsonville, Connecticut, Lodge 1525. Leone Leah Richardson, Muscuda, Illinois, Lodge 815. Donald Reidenauer, Salem, Virginia, Lodge 2573. Joy Bliss, Albert Lee, Minnesota, Lodge 1703. And by virtue of their office, these two guys. Brother Vice Chairman Massapus, that completes the listing of related corporate boards of directors.
Thank you to the other guy. Since no further action needs to be taken at this time, let's hear the report of the Heart of the Community and activities we have done in this great past year. Please welcome Coordinator Will Harrison to the podium to give his report. Just in case you need it.
Good morning, Vice Chairman Massapus, CEO Hart, Board of Directors, my brothers and sisters all. As we look back on the past year and all that we have accomplished, it is truly proven that we are stronger together. Before I jump in to share with you our tremendous impact with the communities in which we have thrived, I would like to introduce the members of our International Heart of the Community, Chairman Greg Muter, Sylvania, Ohio, Lodge 1579. Manny Propes, Timberville, Virginia, Lodge 2335. Roger DeVille, Wilsonville, Oregon, Lodge 1598. Julie Anderson, Panama City, Florida, Lodge 1389. Leaving the committee this year is Ron Houston from Louisville, Kentucky, Lodge number 5. We'd like to wish Ron well in the future, as we know he will continue to faithfully serve our fraternity. Joining the committee this year is Bridget Robinson from Garden Grove, California, Lodge 620. This past year, the Moose Fraternity, Heart of the Community, had the following donations and volunteers. Dollars donated was $29,221,834.19. Hours donated was $23,962,832.70. Miles donated equivalent in money was $1,211,493.16. That gives us a total amount donated to $54,396,161.05. This is a great result from all the hard work, effort by you, our incredible members. You should be proud of these amounts, and I hope that each lodge and chapter has set a goal to achieve even higher totals this year. I hope many lodges are working on using the local marketing grant that Moose International is offering, getting the word out on how much good you do in the community will help you attract new members, which translates to new volunteers and new donors to help us grow. Safe Surfing is a program that is still going strong. Lodges and members giving Now let us look at the totals given to Safe Surfing money turned in by lodges and chapters to the Moose Charities. It's $283,924.02. Money sent directly to Safe Surfing is $35,599.62. For a total money given to Safe Surfing this year is $319,523.64. The association given the most money in Safe Surfing is the Ohio Association with $57,259.35. The lodge that donated the most is the Lacey, New Jersey Lodge 1907 and Sandstone, Virginia Lodge 1937, both giving $6,000 each. Youth awareness donation raised through your efforts this past year was $159,897.20. The association that donated the most to the youth awareness is once again the Ohio State Moose Association with $59,443.23. The lodge that donated the most to the youth awareness is Van Wert, Ohio Lodge 1320 with $6,600. I would like to say a big thank you to every Moose Legionnaire and jurisdiction for raising the $30,000 for the Youth Awareness Scholarship. Also, a shout out to the Florida Moose Association for hosting the 2022 Youth Awareness Congress. With your supervision and guidance, every youth participant had a blast. If you were a chaperone at the Youth Awareness 2022, would you please stand at this time to be recognized? How about a round of applause for these dedicated men and women? Todd and Julie Anderson did a great job, not only as coordinators for the Florida Moose Association, but for making the weekend fun for the teenagers while competing in the Youth Awareness Congress. We spent 5 great days with 42 superstar teens while we all enjoyed going to the Kennedy Space Center, to SeaWorld. They also had some time to relax by the pool and take in a little shopping. I have never met a teen that didn't like to spend a little money. And we took in some time for some unlimited breadsticks and salad at the local Olive Garden. I'm certain the kids ate their money's worth in dough. Let me announce the winners for this year's Student Congress. Our 5th place winner of a $2,000 scholarship is Raylan Holland from Washington. 4th place winner of a $3,000 scholarship is from Haley Campbell from Massachusetts. 3rd place winner of a $5,000 scholarship is Katrina Haddad from California. 2nd place winner of an $8,000 scholarship is Landon Wilson from Georgia. And our 1st place winner of a $12,000 scholarship, the Robert Neff Scholarship, Cheyenne Esep from Virginia. Looking at the Youth Awareness Program from the perspective of the scholarships, I can see why the Moose Legion has taken the responsibility to raise the necessary funds. This program is very rewarding to both Moose Legion and to the students that compete. The hard work, passion for the kids' talks, the energy they put into is amazing. Congratulations to each student for a job well done. Moving on to our fraternity's favorite Heart of the Community initiative is Tommy Moose. As many have seen by now, we are working on a new Tommy 2.0 costume. There he comes. This costume is designed by some of the companies that produce mascot costumes for collegiate and professional teams. The headgear is easier to wear and no longer feels like it is falling forward. The body of the costume is comfortable and more realistic. Tommy will be available later this year with announcement coming via an official communication. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Moose plush dolls are still the best hands-on tools for first responders, law enforcement, and hospitals to help a child suffering from a moment of crisis. We would like to say thank you to the lodges, chapters, and Moose Legions that have purchased Tommy Moose plush dolls, coloring books, bookmarks, Halloween bags. This year, the total of Tommy Moose plush dolls is 1,893 dozen. Bookmarks was 180 packs. Coloring books, 186 packs. Halloween bags was 281 bundles, and we have sold the last 3 Tommy Moose 1.0 costumes. Value Veterans. The Value Veterans has had 4,743 members self-identify as a valued veteran this past reporting period. When we ended our Moose fiscal year on April 30th, 2022, we had 38,959 valued veterans in the Moose fraternity. I would like to say thank you to all the veterans that are serving and have served our country and are now serving this great fraternity of ours. Changing gears, let's talk about activities. Our members like to have fun and enjoy fellowship at the lodge level. They will also have even more fun at an international sporting event. Let me introduce the members of the activity committee. Chairwoman Stephanie Anderson from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Lodge 801. Joe Serwa, Batavia, Illinois, Lodge 682. Matt Borman, Janesville, Wisconsin, Lodge 197. Leanne Miller from Elkhart, Indiana, Lodge 599. Not with us today is Brian Sakafitz from Iowa City, Iowa, Lodge 1096. George Carniger Jr. from McSherrystown, Pennsylvania, Lodge 720. Leaving the committee this year is Leanne, Brian, and George, and we want to say thank you for everything they have done while on the committee. We wish them the best in the future serving our fraternity. Coming to the committee this year is Marsha Warrington from Sylvania, Ohio, Lodge 1579. Craig Haley from Rutland, Vermont, Lodge 1122. And Dina Monday from Hayward, Castro Valley, California, Lodge 1491. Following a difficult 2 years during the pandemic, our international tournaments are back and going strong. Looking back at the physical year of 22 sports, pool was held in Duncan, Oklahoma, Lodge 2202. We had 102 members playing pool June 22nd through the 26th, 2021. Horseshoes was held at Iowa City, Lodge 1096 with 48 members throwing shoes on July 9th through 11th, 2021. Golf was held at Ione, Michigan, Lodge 998, where 72 members had a great time, of course. Texas Hold'em was held once again at the Golden Nugget Casino, where 644 members played for the title of Best Hold'em Player in the fraternity. Tim Donovan from Greenlee Evans, Colorado, Lodge 909, is now the first member to win 2 championship bracelets. Congratulations, Tim. This was the first time for Moose International to endorse a pickleball tournament. In the first year, we had 38 members relish the opportunity to travel down to Gulf Cove, Florida, Lodge 2554. Pickleball is a fast-growing sport that attracts young and the young at heart. It's really a big deal. Okay, enough with cucumber jokes. Moving on. Darts was held at the Belleville Swansea Lodge 1221, where 104 members had a great time from April 22nd, 2022. As we look into the fiscal year for the 2023 sports calendars, we're gearing up for the Texas Hold'em. We'll deal another great hand at Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, Nevada on January 8th through the 12th. Registration will be open later in July. Pickleball will hold court once again at the Gulf Cove, Florida Lodge 2554, February 11th and 12th, 2023. Steel Tip Darts has a bullseye on Hopewell, Virginia Lodge 1472, April 21st, 2023. Bowling will strike it big again this year. We threw a gutter ball in the first location and are currently seeking a home for this tournament. More information will come later this summer. Pool will break at the Wilson, North Carolina Lodge 989 on June 6th and 10th, 2023. The barbecue will be held once again at the Mooseheart, Illinois Lodge 2655, dates to be changed later due to the convention in Reno. Horseshoe will be pitched at Ione, Michigan Lodge 998, July 7th and 9th, 2023. Golf will slice its way into Williamsburg, Virginia Lodge 757 on July 28th and 30th, 2023. Trap and Skeet Shoot will fire off at the Muskego, Wisconsin Lodge 1057 in August of 2023. Exact dates will be announced soon. New to the sports field this year, it will be cornhole at the Bloomington, Indiana Lodge 1081, September 15th and 17th, 2023. And still another new sport to be unveiled this year is the soft tip darts, bust out at the Yuba City, California Lodge 1204. We are also working to bring back the Moose Cruise and hope to do so in October of 2023. More information to come once we set the itinerary and pricing is finalized. Shifting gears, literally, the 18th annual Blessing of the Bikes was held at the Mooseheart Fieldhouse on May 21st, 2022. Despite the rainy conditions that day, 140 bikes and even more members came from all across the United States to participate. Moose Riders that day raised $26,492.91 for Moose Charities. A huge thank you goes out to all of our Moose Riders. Before I conclude this, I would like to say that an update on our Give Kids the World. So far, you have turned in $66,899.95. Thank you all very much. With that, this concludes the report of the activities in the heart of the community. In closing, let me say this: we are stronger together. We can make it happen. Working together is stronger than one person doing the job alone. I go back to a very good friend of mine that always says this, and I'm going to end this way. If we think positive, we speak positive, we'll be positive all day long. God bless Mooseheart, God bless Moose Haven, and God bless each of you, our Moose members.